Yo, one thing about prison, you never, and I emphasize never, allow anyone to take anything from you. I don't care if you don't want it. I don't care if you feel like it's not worth it. I don't care if you're gonna go home the next day. I don't know, I may be exaggerating. If you're gonna go home the next day, man, here you can have that shit. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, all in all, you don't allow anyone to take anything from you. Now, before we get into this story, please feel free to like, comment, definitely share and subscribe. And hit that notification bell up there so the next time I drop a video, you have full access to it. This particular situation, I was in the county jail. And this particular county jail, it was really, it was like in the eastern part of the states. It was really a racist environment, to be honest. You know, it was probably about 20 of us in there, 2 blacks, maybe 3, but I want to say 2 to 3 blacks, and the rest, you know, they were all primarily from that area. So, you know, they serve breakfast real early in the morning. Maybe breakfast comes at about 5 o'clock. So how they did things at that particular jail, they have what's called a food flap. So they take the key, put it in, and it's a flap, you know, and once you let the flap down, you just slide the trays in. So however many people's in the cell, you slide that amount of trays through the food flap. So I don't eat breakfast every single morning, you know, but this particular morning, you know, they were having pancakes and sausage. So I said, yeah, I'm gonna get up and at least get my breakfast, put it in my bowl, you know, and save it for later. A lot of times I would do that if it was something that I liked, you know, or that I wanted to eat later. I would just put it in my bowl and eat it later. So they call breakfast. There's a line, you know, everybody's lining up. So I go ahead and go use the restroom, as we do when you first get up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I get up, go use the restroom. I come back outside of the restroom. All the trays are, you know, all the trays are gone. Now, typically what happens is, excuse me. Typically what happens is when you come out of, you know, when you go to get your tray and there's not a tray, you say I didn't get my tray, because everybody doesn't always get up for breakfast. So, you know, you may have a guy that's, you know, cleaning the cell that day. You know, whoever cleans the cell that day typically get an extra tray. So he may take your tray, but then as soon as you come out and you're like, hey, I ain't get my tray, he's like, oh, here you go. You know, and he gives it to you. No problem. Because like I said, remember, everybody doesn't get up for breakfast. So if they push 20 trays through the food flap and only, you know, 19 people get up for breakfast, it's an extra tray for somebody. So nevertheless, I come out of the bathroom. I'm like, I didn't get my tray. Nobody says anything. So I'm looking around, I'm like, dang. I see big dude, biggest dude in the cell. He's sitting there. He's eating his food. You know, people ain't, you know, exactly friendly the first thing in the morning. You see what I'm saying? So he's sitting there. Now the trays, they pretty thick trays, you know. So he has 2 trays. So he has his tray on top that he's eating, and then he has my tray underneath it. So I'm like, I didn't get my tray. So he ignores me again. And I know he blatantly heard me say I didn't, you know, I didn't get my tray the first time. Then I say it a second time. I ain't get my tray. So, hey, big man, big dog, I ain't get my tray. So, you know, he continues to eat. He's like, well, I guess you're not eating then. So you could just feel the tension in the room when he said that, because you know other people was kind of looking around with their eyes. Nobody said nothing, but you know in their mind they was like, ooh. So once he said that, I'm like, huh, okay. So I just calmly walked back over to my rack, which is my bed. You know, rack is prison term for bed. I walked back over to my rack. I put my shoes on. Now this big bold son bitch don't even turn around. I guess he just thought, you know, whatever he said or his word was law. Because he don't even turn around to see what I'm doing or to watch me or anything. I come back once I got my shoes on, because he had already had his shoes on. I had flip-flops on. You see what I'm saying? They give you flip-flops when you're in there, where you have to buy them. But nevertheless, I come back over to the table. I take my hand, knock both trays off the table. So I said, I guess you ain't eating either, big boy. Oh man. Now when you mess with a big man's food, man, you got problems. You see what I'm saying? So he stood up, man, and shit, we got down right there. Wasn't no going to the bathroom or none of that. We got down right there in the cell, man. Touched everything in that cell. You see what I'm saying? Now the point that I'm making is the man, if I had allowed him to take my tray that day, guess what? Any chance that he had, or anytime he feel like he wanted an extra tray, like I say, he's a big dude, so he probably want an extra tray every time he eats. He would have tried to take my tray. So I had to show him, man, you're not getting ready to take my tray, man. I'm sorry. Win, lose, or draw. You're not getting ready to take my tray, man. So oftentimes in prison, man, those type of things happen, and you have to stand up for yourself. You absolutely have to stand up for yourself. I don't care if you've never been in a fight a day in your life, man. You got to stand up for yourself, because if you don't, other people are going to see it. And once they see it, it's open season on you. It's every day. Somebody going to be trying to take something from you, man. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you don't know how to fight, or, you're a little nervous, or somebody does something like that to you, and I don't encourage violence, but if somebody does something like that to you, you go and get you a lock, a combination lock. If they don't have locks where you at, they usually give you those state soaps, bars of state soaps. You grab you 3 or 4 of those, you put them in a sock, you tie that mug around your hand real tight, and you go up to that son bitch, and you push his noodle all the way backwards. And I guarantee you, he'll never try to take your tray again. That's just how you have to get down in there. Otherwise, man, people going to stay taking your tray, man. It sucks. Different rules in prison, though. See what I'm saying? It's not like out here in the free world, to where you could just go get you another tray. No, it doesn't work that way. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment on it. Subscribe, definitely share, hit that notification button. You know what I'm saying? Real Kens TV. Till next time.